Well, it's certainly starting to feel like things are getting back to normal in the pandemic situation. And one of the surest signs of that is the return of the Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan Festival. So happy today to be joined by artistic producer Will Brooks. Will, first of all, before we get into what this somewhat different season is going to look like, just talk about the feeling of being able to talk about a season, plan for a season, talk about tickets as opposed to having to talk about canceling things.
Yeah, you betcha. It's huge for everybody, and at the end of the day, hope is so important for all of us, and hope to get back in the room together with live people is what we've been doing since last summer when we had to cancel, as have so many other arts organizations, and to be able to finally be able to say it out in public that we've been working on this and that we're ready to go, depending on how the guidelines go, is it's heartening, Simon. It feels so good.
And one of the things I really like about this is you must have a lot of confidence that this is going to work. This season's going to go off because you guys are staging Macbeth. You're not messing around. You're staging a play that we're not even supposed to mention. I like this confidence, Will Brooks.
Yeah, and when we were working on it last year, I was the guy who said, forget the superstitions. I'm just going to say the name out loud all the time. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure I brought the pandemic on by doing that. So I have no idea what I'm cursing the second time around, but we'll see how it goes.
That's fantastic. Now, you are understandably taking a bit of a different approach to staging it. Typically for folks who have been to Shakespeare on the Saskatchewan productions in the past, it's large, lavish casts, intricate staging, that kind of thing, lots of fighting. We have to do things a little bit differently in the pandemic. Talk a bit about what this year's show is going to look like.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a fascinating artistic journey for us because on one hand, it is incredibly different, and there's no doubt the show will look different and it will feel different to our audiences, which is always a good thing anyway, changing things up. But on the other hand, as I've gone through the process, I've also realized that it's the same thing we always do. What we're known for is taking a great work by William Shakespeare and something about life that our audiences can recognize. So whether that's a period of doing it in the 60s or whatever it is, we take those two things and we put them together and we see what comes out the other end. And oddly enough, that's what we're doing here. We're taking the work of Shakespeare, Macbeth, and pandemic protocols, and we're smashing them together and seeing what comes out the other end. And, artists are famous for loving a creative process, and a creative process is the most fun when somebody gives you a little box that you're allowed to play in. If there are no rules, then it's very difficult to go through a creative process. If there's a bunch of rules and you have to live within this little box, oddly enough, that frees you up to be incredibly creative within that box. And I think that's what we've done with this adaptation and this approach to this show, is come up with something really interesting and really creative that speaks to our contemporary audiences inside of this box of, Saskatchewan Health Authority guidelines, because we have literally worked those into the adaptation of the show. And we've spent the whole winter doing that in the hopes that we would be able to get to where we are today, which is to say, hey, folks, I think we're going to be able to invite people in person. And my guideline is, if that's 10 people or more, I'm happy. If the guidelines allow us to have 300 people in the audience safely, then wonderful. But if we can only have 10 really awesome individuals live, and then the rest of the folks that are more comfortable watching it on video do it that way, that's great, because, as long as we can get a festival up and going and get some great works of Shakespeare out in the summer and get a tent up, because summer in Saskatchewan doesn't exist until our tent is up, then all will be well, and we'll be happy with that.
That is very cool. So there is the option for people to watch online if they would rather, but also that those in-person opportunities as well. We want to stress, as of right now, as you and I are talking, tickets aren't on sale. We'll have details on that forthcoming. What should people know in terms of how and when they might be able to start looking for those tickets? Well,
Absolutely. So what we're looking to do is get those tickets for the whole summer out there and available about 3 weeks before the festival starts, which is July 21st is our first public performance, our previews. July 22nd or 23rd will be open to public audiences. And essentially what we're doing is we want to make sure we get it out there now to say we're doing the show so that we can all focus on that and have some hope for a great summer and a great Saskatoon festival. But hold on to some tickets until some of the reopen plan comes to fruition and we know the right number of tickets that we're able to open to the public, because we don't want to sell somebody a ticket and then have to take it back. So I know when we open those phone lines, they're going to be very busy on that day. So we look forward to doing that.
And I know another thing that you're looking forward to is finally letting people in to sit in your new seating, see the new stage, see the new lighting, all of these things which you unveiled last year, which unfortunately you weren't able to use for your productions, but going to be nice for people to actually get to use these new facilities that you've built on the same spot that people are accustomed to.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been so nice on one hand over the winter to be able to have that public space there for people to interact with, and people really have. It's been fun to watch. But on the other hand, the main reason we built it was to do theater in the summer. So we've been sitting on all this stuff all winter long and just waiting to put it all together to do a play. So to be able to finally do that is it's a real gift. And, the other thing for me personally is this is my last summer in this position. So this is my last show. And the reason we're doing Macbeth is because it's my favorite and I really, really wanted to do it in this new space. So it's a great gift to us to be able to open up to audiences, and it's a great gift to me personally to be able to bring live audiences in to watch my last work on my favorite of Shakespeare's plays. So all around, we had to wait for a while, but it's going to be a real gift when we get there.
Well, congratulations to you on your last show. Congratulations to the cast. Small though it might be, only 5 actors, but 5 great actors. I know they're going to do a great job of bringing this show together, as will your entire crew, as you do each and every year, no matter the circumstances. And good luck, or break a leg, or whatever it is you're supposed to say when you're putting Macbeth on. I don't even know. I don't know what the rules are there. Well,
I don't know. I don't think there's anything you can say that'll get you through those superstitions. So you just gotta cross your fingers. Although I'm sure there's something wrong with that too.
We'll do that for sure. Thanks so much, Will. Have a great run.
Yeah, thank you.